I want again to recognize His Excellency Otto Temesgen Turine, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, Dr. Fisum, the Minister of Planning and Federal Republic of Ethiopia, Dr. Colin Zamba, the Secretary to the Presidency and Cabinet of Malawi. May I read on the protocols that exist so far. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 9th session of the Statistical Commission for Africa in Addis Ababa, the heart of Ethiopia. This gathering represents not only a meeting of great minds, but persons with determination to transforming and modernizing statistical processes in Africa. I would want to applaud you on your consistency in attending this forum, responsible for getting statistical standards, developing concepts and methods, and implementing them at the national, sub-regional, and continental levels. Convened this year under the theme of Unleashing the Potential of African Innovation in Statistical Development, African national statistical systems are a pivotal moment in which we must reimagine how we can engage with data. This theme challenges us to fully adopt digitization of data and in all process to promote the local innovation that can reshape our data landscape. Traditional methods of data collection, analysis, and dissemination and use are inadequate in today's fast-paced and world, signifying the urgent need for change from the norm. The development challenges that Africa faces demand innovative solutions that align with the realities of our diverse societies. The UN Economic Commission for Africa recognizes the innovation is not merely about technology. It is about developing a mindset that is receptive to investive and exploration. It is about adopting an environment where data becomes a tool for empowerment, not only for governments, but through evidence-based policies for citizens. Your Excellencies, in October 2022, you approved the roadmap of the transformation and modernization of official statistics in Africa prepared by ECA. You also requested ECA, the statistical development partners, and member states to support its implementation. I'm pleased to note that a significant progress has been made in this direction. I would like to acknowledge the milestones that the national statistical offices in Africa, particularly members of ECA, that have made statistical development over the recent years. From strengthening the national statistical offices to implementing innovative technologies for data gathering, we are witnessing a transformative shift towards evidence-based policymaking that should further drive our continent's development agenda and encourage a culture of transparency and accountability that is vital for the sustainable growth. I also would like to take this opportunity to recognize the unwavering support of the African Center for Statistics and our partners in the data and statistical ecosystem who have been consistent to reinforce the capabilities, the capacity building, harmonization of technologies, and promoted quality assurance and comparability of data on Africa. I encourage you to sustain the collaboration and build on this momentum for the statistical frameworks to serve a robust foundations for the progress we aspire to achieve. African countries have made commendable progress in adopting the implementation of the 2008 system of national accounts. To date, 95% of the African nations have either adopted or are in the process of adopting the SNA 2008. This demonstrates a strong commitment to improving the quality and relevance of economic statistics, which are vital for informed policy making and sustainable development. Through capacity building efforts and regional cooperation, many countries have successfully aligned their national accounts frameworks with international standards. These advancements provide a solid foundation for enhanced economic monitoring, cross-cutting comparisons, and data-driven decision-making processes across the continent. Significant progress has been made by the African countries under the ECA's leadership in building the African continental input-output tables and producing the trade-in value-added indicators. These efforts, driven by improvements in national accounts aggregates, supplier news tables, and external trade statistics, are pivotal in advancing the African Continental Free Trade Area agenda. The African continental and output tables, as well as the trade-in value added, offer critical insights into regional trade dynamics and value chains, in enhancing the understanding of Africa's economic integration. They also strengthen the continent's ability to formulate evidence-based trade policies, contributing significantly to inclusive growth and sustainable development under the CFTA framework. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, I want to acknowledge the trust you have shown on the IT application that have been developed by the Africa Center for Statistics at ECA to support the population and housing census, as over 2/3 of the countries used the application during the 2020 round. Based on these successes of using this application in the 2020 round, the demand has substantially increased, and ECA is committed to fulfill these requests in the 2030 round. To support the next round, ECA, in collaboration with UNFPA, the Office of National Statistics of UK, and other partners, we have developed an e-census guidebook, which I would recommend national statistical offices to use extensively, as it is based on African experiences. On the civil registration and vital statistics, significant progress has been made in building resilient, proactive, and agile systems that are based on technology. Interoperable systems that link civil registration to e-government are becoming a norm in Africa. Data from civil registration are now being used for monitoring SDGs, Agenda 2063, and the National Development Plans. The Africa Center for Statistics at ECA is leading innovative transformation, as demonstrated in the several initiatives aimed at modernizing how data is collected, analyzed, disseminated, and used and reused on the continent and beyond. A vast number of flagship initiatives geared towards bridging the data gap include, but are not limited to, providing user-friendly tools and resources, nurturing in a culture of data-driven decision-making and that empowers all stakeholders. The Center has been pioneering the use of digital data collection methods and facilitates inclusive and rapid data gathering for census and surveys in countries across the continent. Furthermore, providing targeted capacity building workshops focus on innovative data analysis techniques and best practice, including skills needed to effectively utilize new technologies at the UN Regional Big Data Hub, and among others. Also, at enabling vibrant ecosystem of acknowledging the exchange through strong partnership with African statistical training centers and universities has been created for subsequent impactful actions. Distinguished delegates, the SDGs demands the need for new data acquisition and integration approaches to improve the availability of quality, timeliness, and disaggregated of data. Any national SDG implementation will be suboptimal without strategies and frameworks to integrate geoinformation into the measuring and monitoring of reporting processes. A large number of the proposed SDG indicators require geospatial data, and more than 2/3 can be visualized spatially at various sub-level scales. Therefore, the SDGs are changing the game, as many countries in Africa are expanding their national data ecosystems beyond national statistics to embrace new data frontiers that provide structures, collecting analysis, as well as disseminating of data, and thus significantly improve the quality of official statistics. To this end, I'm calling for synergetic integration of statistical information and geographical, geospatial, and the design for new forms of cooperation between national statistical organizations and the national geospatial agencies. It is certainly nothing new to say that linking people, business, and economic to place to geographical location can result in a fuller understanding of socio-economic and environmental issues than possible through a socio-economic transformation lens on its own. The geographical dimension is increasingly considered as a key in enhancing visual national statistical offices, as it provides the spatial framework and structure for the collecting processes, storing, aggregating, and disseminating of data. Ladies and gentlemen, as we discuss innovation, we must emphasize the importance of homegrown local solutions. Africa is abundant in talent and creativity, and we must tap into this potential. Africa's young generation comprises the majority of our population and must be leveraged as critical agents of the positive change we would like to see in statistical development. As agreed in the Pact for the Future, we must commit to encourage and support the establishment of mechanisms at national level where they do exist, to consult with young people and provide them with meaningful opportunities to engage in national policy-making, decision-making processes supported by, upon request by the United Nations system in line with the national legislation and policies. For instance, the initiative of the Takwim Young African Statisticians Program should be supported by mobilizing young statisticians to support and contribute to the transforming and modernizing of national statistical systems in our continent, to be able to develop innovative data solutions tailored to the African countries. I also encourage the promotion of intergenerational dialogues to build stronger partnership between individuals of different age groups, including youth. To further support the transformation and modernization of the statistical system in Africa, ECA has prepared an integrated strategic tool. The tool helps to understand the current level of data maturity for national statistical systems in terms of their capacity and performance. It includes setting priorities, enhancing and scheduling developments, making the right choices for learning and capacity development, identifying the appropriate desired state of national statistical system and its organization capital, planning for the strategic use of digital technology to accelerate the transformation and modernizing process, and developing the scaling of up solutions to unlock the data potential of countries and reach the desired state of our national statistical system. To conclude, I trust that the Statistical Commission of Africa platform offers an opportunity to renew our commitment to reshaping transformative journey in statistical development. I am confident that you will come out with actionable steps towards prioritizing investment in local innovation and technologies that reflect our unique context. I also encourage all national statistical offices and institutes to fortify strong partnership with academia, the private sector, to leverage on each other's unique roles and strengths. As I conclude further, let me remind that we are gathering in a historical house, the Africa Hall. Here, on the 25th May 1963, 3 years after the inauguration of this building, heads of state and government from 32 countries that had already achieved their independence gave life to what is called the Organization of the African Union, the father of the AUC we hear about now. You will agree with me that after this instauration, the Africa Hall is now a state-of-the-art 21st century facilitating despite its 64 years of age. Indeed, it's undergone a renovation from 2018 to preserve and honor our history and to connect the past and the future. This transformation illustrates significant progress recorded on the continent since independence, despite several challenges, regional and global constraints and crises. And therefore, the 9th Commission, Statistical Commission for Africa session is the first intergovernmental meeting organized in this building since its renovation, after it was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia and in the presence of Secretary General of the United Nations last week. This fact is sufficiently important and worth attention. It shows the place and pride given to data and statistics to achieve continent's collective aspiration. Let's take this opportunity to renew our pledge to spare no effort to produce quality, timely, and useful data and statistics to achieve our collective aspiration of the Africa we want. Thank you very much, and we're looking forward to a brighter future of the statistical development following the 9th session of the Statistical Commission. I thank you.